This is day 22 of building GhostBoss in public. So yesterday I thought GhostBoss was ready for one final founder test before the database migration. But it turns out there's still a few important questions to be answered. So not flashy questions, more like does GhostBoss always know exactly which founder it's helping? And when that founder gets stuck, does it adapt without losing the original plan? That's what today was about. So first, we finished the founder context isolation. GhostBoss, the plan is that GhostBoss will eventually manage thousands of founders. So one founder's information should never, ever end up inside another founder's experience. Today, we audited the major ways GhostBoss identifies someone and routed them through one trusted system. So instead of different parts of the app making their own guesses, everything now checks the same source of truth. GhostBoss should always know exactly who it's helping, obviously. So next we finish the adaptive execution. And this started with the simple question of what should GhostBoss do when a founder gets blocked? Originally, it helped them work around the problem and then sent them back to the original task. But that's not always how founders move forward. Sometimes the original task is no longer the best move. So now GhostBoss will keep the original task in the history and creates a better replacement and continues moving toward the goal for the founder. It works for them. So the mission stays the same, but the execution evolves. We also found a few older paths in the code that could skip this new system, so those are now protected as well. Every real blocked workflow now uses the correct founder identity and records the adaptive decision instead of falling back to older logic. And none of this was based on hope. We added tests for founder identity, blocked execution, adaptive execution, Gmail replies, and older workflows that still need to remain compatible. So the final result was 34 tests passed, 0 failed. But most importantly, part of today wasn't the number of tests. That was the most important part of today. Today was about making GhostBoss smarter. It was about making sure that GhostBoss always knows who it's helping and that it adapts when founders inevitably will get stuck. So at this point, I don't believe that GhostBoss needs another round of architecture before the next step. Tomorrow isn't about building more. Tomorrow is about proving what we already built. So I'll be running the final Atom end-to-end founder test. If that passes, I'll commit the execution engine. And then finally, the big part, the database migration begins. So we're close, but there's an old saying in the software, the first 90% of the work takes the 90% of the time. The last 10% takes the other 90%. So I'm definitely feeling that right now. But every day GhostBoss gets a little closer. As always, execution over motivation. See you tomorrow.